Good afternoon. It's Wednesday the 29th of March and I have just deleted all of the pictures and videos from my phone. So I've just done this 3 times already, 3 different topics, and now I'm doing it again. So let's see what comes out of it this time. So I'm Jenny from openmindtherapy.co.uk and I'm looking at our, I think, 4th video in the series of how closely connected is the human mind and body to the cycles of nature. And one of the things I wanted to talk about was stress. Stress in the human body and stress in plants. And let's see what happens when we put the body and the plant under stress. So, for example, if you're under stress, often it's because things are happening outside of your control. Things are happening in a way that you don't want them to happen. They're happening another way. So I often call that the stress gap between what we want to happen and what's actually happening. And this gap that is highly stressful because we cannot control the outcome of something that is outside of what it is we wanted to happen. So it could be an experience, something going on beyond us. Maybe one of your family has lost their lives, or a husband or wife has walked out on you, or you've been sacked from a job. These are obvious causes of stress. There's much less obvious causes of stress as well. Things whereby chronic stress over a period of time, whereby you are complying with something that is not good for you, and you feel that you have no choice but to do that. That is stress as well. So stress is quite complex in the human body, but essentially it's not being in the right place for you and having to get to grow a bit to be at peace with whatever is happening or has happened, and to have gone through a process of growth in the meantime. So that's stress. Now in plants, what stresses a plant? Because plants experience stress. Too much water, not enough water. Too much sun, not enough sun. Not enough food, wrong place, too much shade. Animals eating them. Not getting nutrients from the soil. Having been grown, like my poor little plants here, these are coriander that look nothing like coriander, in the dark. You can't grow in the dark unless you want potatoes. If you know what I mean, because they grow in the dark. So the point being is, the stress on the plant is when they're not in the right place, in the right conditions, with the right circumstances, and so therefore they cannot grow. Another thing that causes a stress in plants is digging them up and transferring them. And so they have to put their roots down again. Do you hear the similarity? Digging us up and transferring us, and us having to re-establish ourselves again. This is stress to the human mind and body, and it is also part of our growth. In the human body, we're walking, we're not attached physically to the earth. So, we have the opportunity to get into the right place, to make a difference, to do things. We're self-governing, we're firing, what's the word? You tell me below. We're self-projecting. We can do these things. We can move ourselves into the right circumstances. We can learn from our mistakes. We can make things different for ourselves. The worst thing to do with stress is to hide. It is actually to step up and say, right, let me do a reality check. What can I do differently? What can I think differently? Which of my old beliefs do I have to let go of to embrace this new journey that I'm on? So, for example, oh, he was the love of my life, I wanted him, I love him, he's left me. Really? Really? Do you think your life is worth nothing without him? So let's reevaluate that. Can we do that differently? And less obviously, I suppose, plants as well have that. They have to either adjust their environment, and plants do learn to adjust their environment, or we have to put them in a different place, or they will die. Or they will go to seed. Stress sends plants to seed, and that ages them prematurely because they're worried, if plants can worry, that there will be no next generation. So they just chuck out seeds as quickly as possible to make sure that though they haven't survived, their babies will survive. They'll land somewhere. They might be dispersed by the wind or the birds, but they will land somewhere in better conditions than the ones that they've had. You can hear human nature here talking as well. So stress on the plant kingdom and stress on the human kingdom is pretty similar. And I just wanted to highlight that for you today. So thanks. If you need to talk to me, you'll find me on openmindtherapy.co.uk, and there's a free half-hour book-in slot there if you're interested. I'll speak to you again soon. Bye for now.